Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about color values, kind of the rule of thumb when it comes to pinstriping and color. So generally, if you have a dark background, you want to start off with your darkest color first, or the one that's closest to this color value wise, to begin with as your initial sort of what I call the skeleton of the design, so the beginnings of the design. And then you want to work your way as you go from color to color. You want to work your way outward in the spectrum, becoming lighter and lighter. So that's why I ended up with this yellow at the very end. This is a rule of thumb. It's something that I've heard, and I guess this is opinionated, but I have seen people break this rule and still have very cool stuff, a very cool outcome. So it's just something people go by as a guideline. And this is going to be a part 1 of 2 video. I'm going to show y'all what this stuff looks like under a black and white spectrum, so you can really see the difference in the color values, whether or not you separated them enough, or if you didn't, you'll be able to see it very clearly under black and white spectrum. I have heard people say that it almost doesn't matter what colors you use. It's about the color values. If you separated them enough, if you used them correctly, which again is opinionated, but the rule of thumb is you start off, if this is a dark background, you start off dark and go to light. If it was a light background, you would start off lighter, the closest thing to your background, and go to dark. If it was a white or yellow, if you were working with something yellow to begin with, you would probably end up with this teal as your last one, or black, something dark. I'm going to show y'all some other panels that I've done, so you can see the difference in different backgrounds. So this one is like a dark red background, sort of a maroon. I started off with a medium kind of a blue color. The second color was this light blue, sort of, I think that was probably, I forgot the color here, but it's sort of a lighter blue, almost gray. The third color, I went with a straight bright red. Now, understandably, it's red and red, but this is so dark that it really pops out. It's almost a vermilion. It's almost orange red. And then I finished it off with a black, which understandably you're not going to be able to really see at a distance until you get close up, which is kind of the idea, just to give it an extra edge, something cooler that you wouldn't really see at first unless you got close up. But again, you start off dark and you go to the light. So because this is a dark background, you start off with the dark and go to light. The third one is this one, which is kind of in between. It has some dark overtones to it, but it is also sort of a light color. So what do? I mean, it's always a hard decision. Colors are hard. For me, they are, at least. So I ended up with a kind of a purple, just to stand out. And I worked my way over to a very, very light blue. So I went from purple to kind of a light violet, almost pink. Blue, light blue, extremely light blue. If I had gone to white, it probably would have popped out even more. If I had kind of highlighted these with white or put some white underneath them. And I'll show you one more example. Probably the most simple example that I could show you is this. I have a teal background, sort of a dark teal. And then I went with another teal that's just a little bit lighter, and then hit it with straight white. This is a little earring. I sell these at car shows to give people something to wear, something cool. So now I'm going to show y'all what this stuff looks like under a black and white spectrum, so you can see whether or not I had enough separation in these designs or not. It's a good way of testing out your designs. And big shout out to Spaz Anthony Monaco, which is where I actually saw the first person ever shown doing that was Anthony. So shout out to Pinstriping by Spaz. Thanks for showing me, buddy. All right, on to the next video.